welcome back. The next step will be creating the laces. Okay, I'm gonna go for the ZSphere way, although you can actually go look for this ZBrush lace brush, and there is a lace brush from Bad King and you can use it. It's a curved brush. Okay, but it's hard to manipulate after creating it. You know, I think it's better for just a straight line, but mine is more complicated. It's spreading out on the top. It's hard to manipulate, in my opinion, but you can try that if you wanted to. Okay, so how do I do that myself then? Well, there are many different ways. You can do a curve in Maya and then extrude out a circle based on that curve. Sorry, a cube based on that curve. If you're more familiar with Maya, that's probably the most convenient way. But in ZBrush, you can also do similar things using ZSphere. So I'm gonna go append a ZSphere here. Okay, grab that ZSphere sub to, and then use move and just drag it out here. Return on symmetry. It's okay, and then scale it down. That. Okay. And then just make your brush all the way to 0. Okay, use draw out a new sphere, holding down space to give it the same size, and then just move that over to maybe here. Okay, you can then add in one more by press Q and then click there in the middle to add one more ZSphere. Okay, you can keep doing this and use the ZSphere to define your shoelace. Okay, it's gonna take a little while, but you know, I think that's the most accurate way of achieving this. But if there are other ways that is better, can you maybe leave it in the comment, because this is the way I know in ZBrush. Okay, drag it here and then maybe give it some bending, drag it up. Okay, one more. Okay, it's gonna go all the way to the other side. Where is it? Okay, and maybe one more in the middle, just to tweak the topology better here. Sorry, the curvature better. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna fast forward this part until I finish everything here. takes me like you know, around 10 minutes to do this, as you know, it doesn't really take that long. It's a little bit of tedious work. Be careful about the overlapping things. Just drag those dots around to the proper location. Okay. Now I want to actually tie them together. Okay, I don't want it to, you know, like most of the artists will do, is just drop down. Okay, I think that's okay if you have that, but I wanted to actually tie them together because that's what I do when I'm having shoes on my foot. Okay, so to tie them together, you need to physically find some of your own shoe and just examine how that is being tied up. Okay, just observe it, understand the overlapping of those shapes. So here, for example, I'm gonna go for this guy going in like that. Okay, maybe it's gonna be tight in the middle. So let me drag out my shape. So my lines, one more line to give it a little curvature in there. Okay, drag the last one there. Okay, so let's start tying those together. Okay, so what do you do first is, of course, you make them overlapping this way. Okay, one on the outside, another one on the inside. Okay, and then that one, they both switch their position, so the outside goes and becomes the inside. Okay, like that. Drag that in. Okay, just tweak the positions of those things. Okay, and the other one, the inside, twist out and becomes the outside. So first they have this kind of tie first, right? And then you tie them again. So I'm gonna go one more time. Okay, and this time I'm gonna do the same thing. So they all change their direction and go back, meet each other again here. Okay, and this time again, one will go outside, another one will go inside. Okay, so maybe I can make the inside one go outside this time. Just make sure I have their overlapping contacts close to each other. Okay, so just repeat that one more time, just like what we did earlier. So the outside will then becomes the inside. Okay, and then the inside becomes, of course, the outside. Okay, like that. So we just tie them one more time. Okay, let me move them closer. And then what happens is, for those second tie, they keep going a little bit and then they turn around. Oh, and go back like that. Okay, go back to where they came out. Okay, and then just go backwards one more time and then leave the final trail here to the outside. Okay, so that's how, at least how I tie my own tie, but if you have different ways of tying your own laces, maybe you can use your own way, but this is how my tie should looks like. Sorry, not my tie, but my lace tying. Okay, the other one also will do the same thing. Okay, so again, it's going down. Okay, go backwards Okay. Create a little circle there. And keep going up. Oh. And just, you know, trace back. And then just go backwards through the what is originally coming from, and then one more sphere, and maybe one more to, you know, wrap around from the back. Okay. All right, and then eventually leave a little end here. Okay, I just manually tie them together. Of course, it's much slower than in real life, but you know, you're faking CG things, so sometimes, you know, you have to spend a little time and then be patient and create all those, you know, necessary things, tie them together like that. Okay. Or you can press A to preview the tying result like that. Okay, and then shift add an A again to go back. Okay, so that's the first step of creating ties. We're using the Z-sphere to lay out the overall shapes. You can keep tweaking it to whatever shape you want it to be. Okay, just try to get rid of overlapping. Make gaps smaller if there are not supposed to be a lot of gap in there. Okay. Have more spheres just to make it look more smooth. Okay. Define the variation or the turning of the direction of the lens better. Okay. Alright, so that's for this tutorial. The next tutorial, let's see how we can convert that into a lace. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.